So pretty much YouTube, we talking to the dentist people, and I just wanted to know more detail about why they want to pull my teeth out. You know, they always want to pull out the wisdom teeth when you always go to that place, and I wanted more detailed information on why they want to do that. You know, these are my teeth in my mouth. You know,
Did they say why?
well, they do
What
say why, but I
the
want them to
reason?
explain a lot more on why they want to
Reason?
take out the teeth. You know, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't have any pain here. You know, and if I do decide to do this, I lose those teeth forever, and on top of that, I'll be in pain for a while, for a few days or who knows how long, as far as
So
the
you really
recovery.
not having no problem.
No, I do have a problem. They X-ray your teeth, and then they tell you, okay, this is the teeth we got to take out because it's too connected to the other teeth or whatever it is. But I'm just like, so I mean, if there's pain, then okay, but I'm not in pain here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or will I be in pain in the future? Is that why you want to take them out? Because it's going to cause me pain in the future? That's what I want to know.
And to me, it might cause you pain and it might not. You know,
It's more
all
like a
it depends.
wobbler, huh? Like a,
Why you
yeah.
want to pull out?
Huh?
Like why they want to pull it out? Like you,
Right.
why you want to pull it
Do
out the
they sell
bottom
your
head?
teeth? Do they sell the teeth that they pull out? Oh, all right. Thank you. Hey, I just wanted to ask more questions about wisdom teeth and dive more deep into why you guys want to take my teeth out. Well, could we talk in person? Yeah. Are you at the um? Now I'd rather talk in person because I need more in person conversation. Are you guys? Are you at the location today? I should be there around. I'll say I don't know what 3 o'clock, 3:30 ish. And what's your name? Gracia. I hope I said that right. All right. All right. See you soon. All right.
Where they located?
Your wisdom teeth? They're like all the way in
No,
the back.
the
That
dentist.
they Ocean Dental. I go to Ocean Dental. It's by Liquid Mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, yeah, I go to CVS by the Liquid Mall too. I guess I picked that area because it's a calm area. I don't gotta
Mm-hmm.
worry about uh, nothing happening to me out there. You know, when you're around certain environments, things don't tend to happen.
Right.
Unless you dealing with the cops. You know, whenever you go to your little nice environments, it's always the cops that are going to be bothering you, but not people. And that's just what I've picked up on growing up out here in California.
Right. What area did you live in?
Oh, I'm from Long Beach, but I grew up in Long Beach more in my life. When I really think about my time growing up for the years, mostly in Long Beach. Also grew up in Compton, and where else did I grow up in? Or I did some time in Bellflower too, when we moved to Bellflower. But yeah, those are pretty much all the cities that I could remember really growing up in. But yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to.
But experience growing up in California was definitely hard. You know,
It's expensive out here.
well, that
It's
too.
got all
And
kind of.
people are bougie, and this how the human brains out here. I don't like how the human brain is out here.
It got kind of worse.
Huh?
I said it's gotten worse.
Yeah. You know, I was telling myself to run for mayor, but I think I need money. I don't know if they'll just allow me to run for mayor if I ask them. Like, hey, I want to
Mm-hmm.
run for mayor.
Mm.
But I'm like, well, you got the money? Because when I was watching the movie, they had money to run for mayor, and I was like, do I need money to run for mayor?
Well, it depends on where you at.
you know, I don't know. That's a good question.
My sister was gonna run for. What was she gonna run for? Out in Palm Springs. I want to say she was gonna run for Congress or the mayor out there. She ain't got no money. It's just you gotta just do a lot of
Relationship.
network,
Oh, make
network
those
marketing.
getting relationships with the right people that can put you in that certain position. Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought about that too. Trying to be the city mayor.
Well,
You
it's
know, because I got my
a,
own opinion on things.
it's a little young kid I seen on the news a couple months ago. He ran for mayor. Just straight out of high school. So it just depends.
Well, I
Just
guess it
gotta,
depends who you know. He must have knew somebody.
just gotta look into it and see what you gotta do.
Yeah. But what is the mayor job? Would you know what the mayor job is? I don't think you do. But
No, they don't seem to do anything.
I'm thinking the mayor job is based on like running a city, you know,
Kinda,
communicating with the public of what's going on in the city, you know,
kinda.
stuff
We'll
like
see.
that. That's like my thoughts. I know there's more to it, but that's what I'll be thinking. Right, guys? Is that? Do you guys know what the mayor? What is the mayor job description? Do anybody know about that? How about you guys give me that information? Come on, chat warriors. Let me know.
Well, it says that a mayor oversees the administration managing the budget and ensure its essential services like public safety. So,
So they deal with money and stuff too. I'm sure they gotta have financial advisors with money stuff. There's no way. It's no way that these mayors are that good with money where they know how to figure out where all this money's supposed to go and all this stuff. I'm sure they got other people for certain stuff to
yeah,
help
he
them
do
out.
have different, people up under him to help him, but that's what he has to oversees. Just like he might have a group that manages the money, but they gotta come to him to get the okay for the budget.
Oh, okay. He gotta okay the things too.
Yeah, he got
But
okay.
I think a lot of mayors okay just okay anything.
Yeah.
You know. That's why there's horrible mayors in the city. Like I think Los Angeles has a horrible mayor.
They're responsible for ensuring the city laws and ordinance are enforced.
Yeah.
Emergency management. So, yeah.
So quick question. What year were you born?
1956.
Oh, okay. So you're born. I see you grew up in the '60s. Well, that's when you like you develop a better brain to like understand what was going on in the world back then. I'm sure the world was very different back then in the '60s, '70s, '80s, '90s. Back in them days. Very different from what we're living in now. I didn't grow up in that time, by the way. But what I wanted to say is, would you like to go back in that time, or do you think the future is a lot better, as far as what we have in this day and age, as far as how the phones are, how the clothes are? I think we got way better clothes than what y'all used to dress back then. If I was to really,
A certain extent. Now,
I would say human connection is what we're missing, though.
back then, even before we came, like in my mom and them days, they wore long skirts and stuff, but we did wear dresses. But these women now, it's no imagination. They just letting the world see everything. They run around here with their booties out. And to me, that's the fashion. That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
But
I don't like it because, well, I like it, but I don't like how they respond to you. Like if if I was to approach a woman that got the booty out, she'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to you," but it's
Yeah.
like you're showing that, and I'm a man. Ain't I'm supposed to like what you look like as a
Right.
woman? Like, I'm supposed to like the opposite sex,
Right.
but there's a lot of women that would be like, "Okay, well, I just want to look." They say that they just want to look good for themselves and whatever it is that they got going on in their brain.
And I mean, there's ways you can still look good and still be sexy, but you don't have to show your ass
Everything.
cheeks.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. So, yeah.
But yeah, definitely
My
things have
kids,
changed with the humans. Humans definitely have evolved and changed through time. I mean, I think they could be better because OnlyFans is something that a lot of the women do these days as well, and Instagram and stuff like that. And I don't like it because if there's a woman I like, right, and if I want to contact them on Instagram, and they should respond. There shouldn't be no you hit the DM and they don't say anything or they don't see your message or whatever. And it's kind of, and then you also getting judged as well because a lot of humans judge you, and they'll judge your Instagram. So let's say you don't have the amount of followers you're supposed to have. So now you can't even talk to a person because you're not fitting that Instagram mystique that they want. It's just stupid, I think.
Yeah, these phones should have never came out because these phones is getting everybody into trouble.
Oh, that too.
I was looking at
What's I think is good
son.
and bad at the same
The
time.
man was his mama turned off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the people that tried to kill their own parents for that.
Yeah, he went ballistic, and she's like, "Get a job. You grown. Get a job." And kids that be at school and they got their phones and they don't want to look and listen. And like I said, some things I see could be for the better, and some things I see that I wouldn't say should go back to the old days, but yeah.
I say I miss human connection. I mean, I don't even like when I'm out there in the world. I'm always by myself and just doing things on my own and just minding my own business. But I always feel like I can't approach people no more. Because I feel
People
like
too busy on the phone.
they'll judge me or they don't want to talk to me or whatever. Or you do have to look a certain way to approach people. I mean, that's just people are judgy in the world. That's just how the human brain is.
To me, it's kind of crazy because this man asked him, he said, Clarice, he said, would you talk to a man in a Volkswagen or would you talk to a man that's driving a Mercedes? I said, the Volkswagen. He asked me why. I said, because that man in a Volkswagen probably got a lot of money. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Well, that's true too.
You don't know what a person has.
Yeah,
This man in a Mercedes,
he can look it but still be broke.
he ain't got about to fix it.
Well, he could. We can't judge a book by the cover on both ends, right?
Right.
So that's why you have to give a person a chance to meet their character, to see what they're about. But a lot of people, they want to judge you once they see you. So they're not really giving you a chance to speak or, actually see what this person's about. Because I could be rich right now looking like this. You wouldn't know, you know? But that's the thing I was trying to say. Yeah.
You just can't, yeah. But he had asked a coworker the same question, and she was like, "Oh, I picked a man in a Mercedes," and I said, "That same man that you've been trying to holler at is coming to me for $20 for his gas tank. He ain't got no money. He just showing.
Yeah.
He just showing what he, you know. So he ain't
Because
got nothing to show. I mean, he ain't got nothing to do for you.
it's like a lot of humans are trapped in like this fantasy world, and they're drawn to things, things that attract them, which is okay, but I think it's overdue, like overkill.
Yeah. Well, my son, daughters, they dress, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
But that's their style and that's their life, and if they want to show it off, it's like God.
but also it's more like the times have changed, and then it's also the music that they provide for people. I don't see, I can't, I do think music has a way of making people do certain things that they shouldn't be doing. Maybe the music. Now I don't want to put everything on music, but if you're listening to something, it does has a way of maybe altering your reality or maybe the way you want to think or something. Like, because when I listen to music, and I know music is bad out there that we listen to, I don't do the things that they tell me to do in music. I know what they're just speaking about their experiences, or they could just be lying and they're just saying stuff to sell records or whatever it is. But I feel like since you're selling it to the masses of the world, I feel like every human is different, and maybe some humans really listen to music and think that it's okay to do certain things, and it's like no. Like how they selling the ratchet music with the Sexy Red. I don't I don't know if you know who Sexy Red is, but
I
she
heard
makes
of it, but
she
no,
makes
no.
oh my man, she is the women when they hopped on the tracks, yeah they did a lot of sexual words and all that stuff, but they still had a balance. It felt like back then they tried to balance it. Sexy Red is no balance. It's just full blown sexual, and she's feeding it to the girls, right? the younger girls, the younger generation. And I'm just like, the stuff she says is just like, come on, like,
That's what we was talking about back in the day when they were singing about sex and everything. They hid it. You didn't know that they was talking about dildos, vibrators, and
well, they never really said it like that back then
cocaine,
either.
cocaine. You
Like
know,
Little Kim's sexual music was entertaining.
but they talked about it, but you didn't. It wasn't.
So popularized or like, cause when you see like, all right, you know who Little Kim is, right? And she was very sexual back in her time. But when she did her music video, she never really seen no crazy stuff going on in her music video. You know, she would say these crazy words, but she still showed an appearance to where she wasn't doing too much. I don't say.
Now everybody's in bathing suits, bikinis, and thongs, and yeah. I mean, the men like looking at it, and don't get me wrong, some of them do have a nice body, but they're not leaving nothing. It's like a man would love to go to bed with that. That man is not don't want to take you home to his mama. The man ain't gonna want you to
Right.
be around the family, you know.
Yeah, well, it's just
And I know it's
I can have it's like I can have my woman half naked around the family event, you know, or just just certain places you just gotta dress appropriately. Of what I would say.
right. Because you sure don't want your girl to come to the family reunion half naked in front of everybody.
But then I also like how I don't got everything together as a man right now, and I just feel like a man's world is just so difficult from a woman's world. For perspective when it comes to like, you gotta. I always say like, if I don't fit the identity that the woman want, then I won't get it. You know. And they also a lot of humans that grow up in the community I grew up in, the man that I feel like they want maybe is someone that's in a gang or something like that because a lot of the black culture did take on that. So when you're not a part of that, you kind of get outcast. I feel like growing up, you know, it's like he's not on that stuff, so we're not gonna talk to him. We're not gonna give him his time of day or really communicate with this person or really trying to build a relationship with this person just because I'm not in that life. And that's what I experienced as well.
And everybody want to be on the phone. It's like when you go to restaurants, you see everybody on the phone. Nobody's talking. Nobody's communicating.
Well, the phone is very addictive.
Uh-huh.
The phone is very addictive. That is something that is true about phones. But people should want to talk if they're at a restaurant. Like if I'm going on a date, I wouldn't want my woman, going through Instagram and all that stuff. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, stuff like that. So that is something that is very important when you're trying to communicate with a person. So
Yeah, it's like they don't want to do that anymore, and that's like,
I don't like when they record people when something bad happens in front of you and they pull out their phone and record. I'm like, why are they not calling the ambulance? That should be the main thing they should be doing, calling the ambulance and rendering aid to the person that's hurt, not pulling out their phone saying, oh, look what just happened. Like man,
yeah.
cause I wouldn't want that to happen to me. If something happens to me, I wouldn't want people to just pull out their phones and record, just call the medic people or, because that's what I would do. I would call the ambulance and try to render aid the best way I know how.
Then call them first and then record.
You know.
Okay, I'll get ready to.
Head out.
Yeah.
Time to head out.
So on Fridays, I'll probably be here at 11.